For over 3,000 years, this incredible civilization flourished along the banks of the Nile, creating a legacy that still fascinates the world. The people who lived here believed in the divine, in life after death, and they built their society to reflect those beliefs. But how did this great empire rise from the sands of the desert? What made ancient Egypt one of the most advanced civilizations of its time? Today we'll explore the fascinating journey of Egypt, from its origins in prehistory to the heights of its power under the Pharaohs. The Nile River, stretching over 4,000 miles, is the lifeblood of Egypt. This mighty river provided the water, fertile soil, and transportation that enabled the rise of Egyptian civilization. The people who settled here found themselves in an environment where life could flourish despite the harsh desert surrounding them. But it wasn't always this way. Over 10,000 years ago, the Sahara wasn't the desert we know today. It was lush and green. The people who lived there hunted, gathered, and thrived. But climate changes eventually turned this once fertile land into barren desert, forcing them to migrate towards the life-sustaining Nile. As the waters of the Nile flooded its banks each year, it deposited rich silt onto the land, making the soil incredibly fertile. Crops like wheat and barley thrived, and for the first time, communities had a stable food source. This allowed them to settle down, and the first Egyptian villages were born, marking the beginning of a new era in human history. These villages would eventually unite to form two powerful regions: Upper Egypt, located in the south, and Lower Egypt in the north. And this is where the story of Egypt truly begins. For centuries, Upper and Lower Egypt remained divided. They had their own rulers, their own customs, and even different gods. But around 3000 BC, a leader named Menes, the king of Upper Egypt, embarked on a bold mission to unite the two lands. According to legend, Menes led a campaign to conquer Lower Egypt, bringing the two halves together to form one kingdom under a single ruler, the first pharaoh. This moment marked the dawn of the Egyptian Empire, and with Menes as the first pharaoh, Egypt entered a new era of unity and strength. The title of pharaoh wasn't just a political role. The people believed their ruler was a living god on earth, chosen by the gods to lead them. To symbolize this union, Menes established a new capital at Memphis, strategically located between Upper and Lower Egypt. This city became the political and cultural heart of Egypt, a place where trade, religion, and governance flourished. As Egypt grew in power, the pharaohs sought to secure their place not only in this life, but also in the afterlife. This led to the construction of the most iconic monuments of ancient Egypt: the pyramids. These structures were not just tombs. They were symbols of the pharaoh's divine connection to the gods and their belief in eternal life. The most famous of these is the Great Pyramid of Giza, built for the pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BC. Standing at over 480 feet tall, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. Constructing these massive pyramids required advanced knowledge of mathematics, engineering, and logistics. How exactly did the Egyptians manage to build such colossal structures without modern technology? Theories range from intricate ramp systems to the use of water to transport the massive stone blocks. And while we may never know the full details, one thing is clear: the pyramids stand as a testament to human ingenuity and the Egyptian quest for immortality. For the Egyptians, death was not the end. It was merely the beginning of the journey to the afterlife. They believed that the soul, or Ka, continued to exist after death, but it needed a well-preserved body to house it. This belief gave rise to the practice of mummification. Pharaohs and nobles were buried with treasures, food, and even servants, all to assist them in their journey through the afterlife. The process of mummification was long and intricate, designed to preserve the body for eternity. After death, the soul would face judgment by Osiris, the god of the underworld. The heart of the deceased would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth. If the heart was pure, the soul could pass into the field of reeds, a paradise where they would live forever. However, if the heart was heavy with sin, it would be devoured by the fearsome Ammit, a creature part lion, part hippopotamus, and part crocodile, ensuring the soul's destruction. The Egyptian belief in the afterlife shaped their entire society, from the way they built their cities to the way they lived their daily lives. But even the most powerful empires must eventually fall. After centuries of prosperity, Egypt began to weaken. Foreign invaders like the Hyksos, the Assyrians, and the Persians took advantage of internal strife, and Egypt found itself under foreign control more than once. One of the most famous figures in this period is Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of Egypt. Known for her intelligence and political savvy, Cleopatra allied herself with two of Rome's most powerful men, Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony. Through these alliances, Cleopatra hoped to secure Egypt's independence and strengthen her position as queen. But after the death of Caesar and the defeat of Antony, Cleopatra's reign came to a tragic end. According to legend, she took her own life rather than submit to Rome, using the bite of a venomous snake. With her death, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire, marking the end of the Pharaohs and the beginning of a new chapter in Egypt's history. Though the empire may have fallen, Egypt's legacy is immortal. The pyramids, temples, and monuments stand as reminders of a time when gods walked among men. The ancient Egyptians left behind a wealth of knowledge in medicine, astronomy, and architecture that continues to influence the modern world. Even today, the fascination with ancient Egypt endures. From Hollywood movies to academic research, the stories of pharaohs, mummies, and gods continue to captivate the imaginations of people worldwide. Perhaps in their quest for eternal life, the ancient Egyptians succeeded. For in the minds and hearts of those who study and admire their achievements, the gods and rulers of ancient Egypt still live on. Thank you for exploring the wonders of ancient Egypt with us today. At Zeebrain, we're passionate about bringing history to life, one adventure at a time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating journeys through time. Stay curious, stay inspired, and we'll see you in our next documentary.